Reaper's on the move. Alright, bye, Reaper. Of course, right back into the hide when I start filming. Butsky. Okay. I just got done doing some of the side dishes. Let's see who else is chilling out here. There's my giant Texas tan. Just got done watering some of the cages down too. We don't like the sun. We try to hide away from it. Think about putting them down below. Hold on. Alright, I put them down there with Moonbin. Yeah, Texas tans. Oh, these guys don't like the sunlight. Some of them don't mind the sunlight, but some of them prefer. We'll put, hopefully, we'll catch the earth tiger because this is the earth tiger's cage. Because I have Spitfire and I have Sunfire. And the earth tiger is Sunfire. This is Sunfire's cage. Baboon species, Spitfire is down over that way. But, yes, Avery, I know, you want to come out. You will be out later, darling. I know, it's Thanksgiving. You want to be out with Mom. But Mommy's doing a lot of cooking right now, darling. I'm sorry. Let's see. We're almost done cooking and I'll let her out to play. I let Avery out early on the holidays. That way she could spend all day with me. Because I've been up all freaking night. Of course, this isn't gonna... I wonder what he's doing. I wonder if he sees a cricket. What's that? Is so cute. Such a beautiful snake. Too gorgeous. If you guys want a snake species that doesn't eat mice, these are the snakes to get. You got ribbon snakes, you got rough green snakes, and smooth green snakes. All these species of snakes do not eat mice. Mine eat insects. Ribbon snakes eat fish for most of their diet. They sometimes eat insects. I've had one that ate it ate crickets sometimes, but mostly eat fish. This little guy loves crickets. Now I do feed him other insects, but he mostly likes his crickets. He sometimes eats silkworms and stuff. Caterpillars, they actually like caterpillars too. I give them cockroaches, but they gotta be really tiny. But so certain, like, but they mostly eat crickets. But they also do like caterpillars, tiny baby caterpillars, which you can order online for them because you don't want to get any ones from outside. Never feed your animals anything from outside because that could be very dangerous. Pesticides and everything else can make them totally ill. Look at Autumn. Autumn's such a cute fluff ball. I love my tarantula so much. Unfortunately, I did have a death, unfortunately. My one tarantula, well, it was one of the slings, didn't make it. It was Skylar, one of the Brazilian blues, which is very upsetting. So that means I need to order another one. I don't know if I'm going to keep ordering slings, because this time of year is really hard to, first of all, it's hard to bring them in, because where I'm at, the temperatures are cold. Even though right now the temperatures are going back and forth between mild and cold. So if I'm going to order more tarantulas, it's going to be GVs, because I don't want to do slings. Lately, when I've been doing slings, they haven't been doing too well. And I'm going to order from somebody else too. Because the company, I was ordering from Ella Reptile, and I've had several deaths recently with their slings that I've gotten in, so I'm going to find someone else to get order slings through. So I'm not going to keep dealing with that. Because Skylar was one of my new slings, so Thank God Magnus is still doing good. My pumpkin patch is still doing good. For now, the problem is the pumpkin patches are so tiny, and every time I get them in, they don't do well after a while, which worries me because, one, how much I pay for them every time, and two, it's not easy to find pumpkin patch tarantulas I've seen, from what I could tell on websites, unless anybody else knows a better website to order pumpkin patches from. Let me know, because I definitely want one, and I definitely want to get another Mexican red knee. And like I said, every time I order slings from them lately, they haven't been doing so well. So I'm gonna go on the website after I'm done doing this little footage, and I'm going to find a different site. And like I said, I'm not gonna get no slings. I'm gonna get some juvies or pre-adults or something. I don't know where little one went. Spooky. Boo's in here somewhere. So, oh, there's Morticia. There's my Tokay gecko. She's so cute. So cute. But I will catch up with you guys a little bit later, and then we'll see who else is out. Obviously, Reaper's having one heck of a time being out right now, so I'll catch up with you later, guys. Such a beautiful Mexican red rump. There's Salem. He's out exploring his cage. One of my vicularis. He's so cute. He comes out from time to time to walking around. His crickets are everywhere. He's gotta be hungry by now. I haven't seen Salem, what, like 2 months? Yeah, about 2 months. Especially when it comes to tarantulas, you're either looking at dirt half the time or just cork barks and poop stains if you have avicularis. But when they do come out, they're so fascinating and cool. They do the most beautiful and wonderful things. Hey, anyway, he's probably picking a spot to poop because that's where he likes to poop at. My goodness. Wouldn't that be something? Catching him pooping on the glass. That'd be nasty, Salem. You can't do that on camera. Say no poops allowed. Gotta wait, buddy. Okay, bye. He's just been walking around his cage. It's been so cute. Unfortunately, I had to amputate Pumpkin's one leg. She had stuck mold. I don't know how long it was stuck on her leg, but it's to the point that it cut off circulation, and she had a dead part of her leg. There was a dead piece, and I had to take a pair of scissors and cut it off real quick because she wasn't looking too well. And I looked in her cage to see what was wrong with her, which I don't have problems with my older tarantulas. What I have problems with are the freaking slings. And it's right after I get them too, so. But that depends on where I get them from. Because some of my slings that grow up did gorgeously beautiful, but certain companies I order them from, and they're dead within a couple weeks after getting them, and it's like, what? I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm perfect at taking care of sling tarantulas, because, this is the first year of me having sling tarantulas, and no one's perfect. But I know enough that I've had plenty of them to grow into a lot of stages that they are now. As see, all my tarantulas I've basically gotten in as slings, and as you see, a lot of my tarantulas are huge, especially my bird eaters. My bird eaters I got as tiny slings. And man, are they freaking big. Phoenix would come popping out and be able to show you him. But I can show you the girls too. But yeah, they do beautifully. Like, all my tarantulas do fine. So I know it's not always my care. It's right after I order them from this different. I ain't gonna lie, I heard a lot of things, controversials about Ella Reptile. Now, I can say their tarantulas do come in lethargically. They don't come in too well. I have issues with a lot of their slings. I've had some come in dead. But their geckos and everything come in fine. See her foot right there? Where that white spot is? That's where I actually had to cut. Well, I didn't want to get too close to her actual leg. Because unfortunately, scissors I had were a little too big. So I cut where I was able, thought it was safe enough for her. But she wasn't looking very well, so I had to cut it off. Unfortunately, my poor girl. Pumpkin's one of my first aviculeras. She's not doing so. I'm hoping with that thing off of her leg. As you see, she's in Moonbin's cage. I cleaned it, everything out. I cleaned it totally out. Washed it, put in new dirt. Unfortunately, I can't get all the stains off the side as much as I wanted to because it's calcium-laden hard water. That's for my house, so I can't. I wanted to clean it out as best as I can, but as fast as I can because I wanted to get her into something because I've noticed for the past month or so she hasn't been climbing at all. She's been staying low to the ground, and that is not normal for avicularis to do. If you notice your aviculera, just stay really low to the ground and acting like really slow and lethargic. Double check them to make sure everything is okay with them. I knew she was going into molt. Normally when she goes into molt, yes, she does go to like we see where Salem is. She always goes and makes a web down at the bottom and she molts, which that's okay. That's normal. But what wasn't normal is when she came out of molt, she just kept laying there. And at first I thought, okay, maybe she's just enjoying her time in her little web like she does sometimes. But then I noticed today that her leg was dragging. And it looked, at first I thought she was caught on the cobweb because part of it was caught up in the web. And I pulled her out and I noticed her leg dangling. And I was like, oh man. Because I stuck her in a catch cup. And I was like, oh, I gotta take care of this right away. So, unfortunately, the only thing I could think of was the only one, the other tarantula I could switch her with was Moonbin. Because Moonbin was the only other one big enough to put in that cage right there. So now my Moonbin's up there, my GBB's up there. So I've switched her out with Moonbin because I thought that carrier size would be okay for her temporary, for me to keep an eye on her, to keep an eye on her health and everything else. So I switched her with Moonbin because she's really tiny and if she stays towards the top, I can keep an eye on her constantly. I don't want to put her in too big of a cage because when your animal's injured or sick, or if there's something wrong with them, you don't want them in too big of a cage. Especially if they do run and hide. If she runs and hides, I can see her in this hollow. Because I gave her Moonbin's hollow. I cleaned it out and everything. As you see, all the webs are off of there. But, this way, we can keep an eye on her at all times. She hasn't been webbing too well either. So, I highly doubt she's going to make a ferocious webbing source out of this. But as you see, there's a lot of holes and hollow gaps. This is actually... that's supposed to go into a fish tank, and I never had it in a fish tank actually. I saw it at the pet store and I was like, you know what, this would be cute for a tarantula cage, so I got it because it looks like a wooden bark. But this way I can honestly keep an eye on her at all times because, like I said, you don't want to put them in a big enclosure like the one she was in, because this way it's easier to take care of them and watch them to make sure they're doing okay. If I have to, if she starts acting a little bit more, if she doesn't get any better, honestly, I'm going to take her to a vet. And I don't care, I know that sounds silly, but I would take my tarantula to a vet if I have to, because they are my children. Now, the slings, slings is not always easy to control if they live or die. Slings are very, very hard, especially if you're a beginner like me, trying to take care of slings. And certain species are way easier than others, I've noticed, because I do have problems with trying to keep Brazilian blues and pumpkin patches alive. I gotta admit that. I've tried so many times. Now, if it's like the Trinidads, the Costa Ricans, like all the other species I'm good at, but for some reason, those two species in particular, I'm not so good at keeping alive. I'm very good at the Trinidads and the bird eaters. I promise you that, because they're all doing beautifully. Aviculars are all doing good, except for poor Pumpkin over there. She's injured, which really is heartbreaking. But as you see, for the most part, all my tarantulas are fine. They're doing beautifully. I wish this one would come out. A little Spitfire, a little fast little thing. Oh my god, like, I really want to see the progress. I'm about to actually dig up and see the progress. But the problem is, what makes me nervous about digging my baboon species up and my earth tiger is they are as little zippos. Man, do they run, and I don't want them bolting out of their cages, and they make me nervous. I ain't gonna lie. Two species actually make me nervous. No other species make me nervous except for the baboon species. I can honestly admit that. But unfortunately, when I didn't order them on purpose. I can promise you that one. I went to order. Oh yeah, it was a Trinidad. I wanted another Trinidad Chevron. I have one Trinidad Chevron. And I have one Trinidad Olive and one Trinidad Pink. And I want another Trinidad Chevron and another Trinidad Olive. I went to order them. I placed my order, and then they called me and said, "Oh, by the way, we're out of this species." And I'm like, "Okay, so what can I get?" And they're like, "Well, in the price range that you're paying for, you can get this, this, and this, and this." And I'm standing like, so I picked two that I don't have. But stupid me, I didn't research them that much. I've seen a lot of videos on some of the baboon species and some of the earth tiger species, because exotic layers and other channels I've seen with those tarantulas, and their tarantulas didn't seem too bad, but of course I got the ones from hell. So no Sapphire and Galaxy's not in here. This is our old enclosures. I just wanted to check in here real quick because I see a molt. That means these guys are doing good. This cage belongs to one of my, oh crap, the molt fell. I tried to put the molt up there, it fell. Stupid me. This is one of my bird eaters. This is one of my gray bird eaters. I seriously gotta change the name up top. Look at our burrow system. It's really cool. This is Viper's cage. Yeah, this one's Viper's cage, I believe. I have two gray bird eaters. I have Lucifer and Viper. Because I believe Lucifer's in there and Viper's in here. They're both gray bird eaters. That's why I gotta change the names on these containers. These are old carriers from some of my other ones. Unfortunately, we can't see them from the bottom. But they have a really cool burrow system. So I have two types of bird eaters. I have the Brazilian pink salmon bird eaters. I have 3 of them. And then I have the Baja gray bird eaters, which I have 2 of them. Really cool species. Those guys don't really see much either. I am going to find a marker then, and I'm going to change the labels on that. But everybody else is sleeping for right now. I just only turned the lights out though. But I am going to go around and change the names on a lot of these carriers. And I got a couple other things I gotta get done. But the night is still early, guys, so I will catch up with... Oh, wait a minute. Look who's out. Sana's been out a lot lately. Sana is my Trinidad Pink. Very beautiful species. That's what I said. I love the Trinidad species. Very beautiful spider. Very leggy too. They are leggy species. But they grow very beautifully. The Trinidad species, they look very similar to the pink salmon bird eaters. They're very leggy in length. Very, very leggy animals. They're so cute though. But I have to... Oh, there's Coconut. Like, I'm trying to go because I have to go do something. And you guys just all want to start popping out. There's Coconut. Very, very beautiful. Beautiful tarantula. This is one of my Honduran curly hairs. The males aren't as, he's not as fluffy as Autumn. Autumn's really fluffy. Oh my god, my female's fluffy, but my male's not as fluffy. I don't know why. Alright, but I gotta run real quick. I'll be back in a little bit, guys.